And okay, yeah. Welcome back to our afternoon session. We had the Foreign Federal Office here. Now we have the sharing session on our three topics. Natalia and Nadia were the two other sessions. If you want to join us here, you can share your highlights on your sessions. I will start. I had the session on sustainable or ecological sustainability and inclusion of vulnerable groups. And on ecological sustainability, we talked about traveling, we talked about food, we talked about accommodation, and how we can introduce this. And of course, the biggest chunk of climate sensitivity is traveling in our project, and how we talked about how to use this as an opportunity and take the train time as a quality time for team building. And so Gregor today from Armenia shared that he will do the train as a workshop space. I think that's a brilliant idea of climate sensitivity. And inclusion, yeah, we talked about city and region. So try to shift your events to rural areas. We talked about gender. We talked about ethnical groups and migrants and age groups. So try to be as diverse, because we want that diversity reaches also other groups than only these young academic city people that have a lot of other chances as well. And this is the idea of the call, and we should show in our maybe or even already in our proposal that we are aware of that. So show some awareness. Natalia, do you want to share your highlights?
Yeah, we talked about different examples of hybrid formats, and I will put some of them in the chat so you can also get to know them. And also we discussed some risks, for example, how to keep motivation of the participants, what tips, what solutions we can use for this, because as we talk in the very first day, we're already tired of Zoom or this screen time, so we discussed what else we can use, and in terms of hybrid formats, also how we can deal with technical things, especially if we work in regions. So it was really fruitful sharing of different practices.
Good. Thank you for sharing these short highlights. We will try to make a good documentation with the chat protocols. But now I'm very happy that we have Enno and Markus from Wechange with us. Especially Enno will introduce us to Wechange, a platform. We talked yesterday that actually we are lacking here on Hop-In a platform to co-create a project, to collaborate. And so the question was, so if I find here a wonderful partner, what's next? Where do I start to write down my own and brainstorm? Hop-In doesn't really have a good solution here, but Enno has, and Wechange has. And here I give the microphone to Enno. He will have give a presentation, roughly 20 minutes, and then you can prepare your questions. We might be a little late. It might be 10 to 10, and then we have a little closure here. So,
exactly.
Enno, yes, please.
Thank you so much for this introduction. Yes, you're completely right. We developed a really nice tool that is, so we are right now still developing a really nice tool. By the way, that was Markus. He will just guide us through the presentation that we will come up with now. Yeah, there it is, perfect. And just in the beginning, maybe some sentences about why we are doing this. We had the same impression in 2012 that, okay, where do we start online, working in an environment that is safe for civil society, and we didn't find any solution. So we started to build it, and it was a long process. But before I will say some words about that, I want to have a short introduction into the funding program as well. I know that the Foreign Office has done it perfectly, like about an hour ago, but now I want to show you a short video that we have been creating to sum up the funding program in a short version. So here is it coming, the video. You can tap on the screen.
Society actor, do you want to change your region with international?
Okay, just a second, once again. Some technical difficulties. So once again, the funding program of the Federal Foreign Office in 2 minutes.
Actor, do you want to change your region with international partners? Are you from Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, France, Germany, Georgia, Moldova, Poland, Russia, or Ukraine? Then the Eastern Partnership Program might be the right support for your idea. This program of the German Federal Foreign Office aims at expanding cooperation with international civil society actors. During the history of this program, the German Federal Foreign Office funded more than 1,100 projects with a volume of 77 million euros. You are able to apply if you are part of a non-commercial or non-governmental institution and your goals and ideas in particularly at civil society, especially in these 4 areas: strengthening pluralism, promoting the discussion of values, opening up prospects for the future, fostering dialogue and understanding. To start the process, you need to make sure you develop your ideas within the scope of the funding limits. If you don't have an international partner yet, you can either attend networking events or try searching online on a number of networking platforms. In autumn, you have to pitch your idea by writing a short description and wait for the feedback from the Foreign Office that decides which projects are eligible. Your next step is to submit a more detailed application in order to get the funding and start implementing the idea together with your partner organization. This usually happens in the first weeks of the following year. You can find detailed information on civilsocietycooperation.net.
Okay, so we just showed you shortly a short video about the funding program that we can also link up afterwards in the chat here, which might be interesting for you as well to have a look on the process. And now we are switching, we are switching to the collaboration platform. I just want to show you just quickly some things about the page we have been developed also on the funding program by ourselves, because we had the feeling, okay, there's not enough information and it's a little bit too difficult on the website of the Foreign Office. So take a look on civilsocietycooperation.net if you want. What you saw in the video was the most important information about that program. It funds a couple of 100 projects each year, makes them possible. And this conference, Civil Match, and also other projects are funded by this program, basically. And the target group, of course, you know them, is the Eastern Partnership country in Russia, Germany, France, Poland. And for us as civil society actors, it's a unique opportunity, especially in these Corona times, to sustain funding for our projects. And from my perspective, it wasn't interfered by the state level. So from the ministry, we didn't get a lot of directives, or we didn't get any directives what we exactly need to do. So we applied for the funding in this case, and we got the funding for that. So and also social businesses are allowed, as like Wechange, for example. We are a social entrepreneur. So I just wanted to tell you this information because we thought, okay, this is also really important. But now I'm trying to put the bridge to our tools that we are presenting. And so you're here basically to meet new people, to find new opportunities on this conference, find common ground and values, and maybe even develop a project. I hope that's right, because to make it easier to access those information, we created this web page, Civil Society Cooperation. And yeah, the hashtag civil society cooperation is also the hashtag that's commonly used in this funding program, just as an information for you guys. And we are providing, yeah, on this webpage, we are providing some information about the application process. So what you just saw on this small video is also being followed up on this webpage. And here's a short introduction into the webpage. Exactly. Thank you, Markus. We created this website exactly. So on the start, you can see like the pillars of the program, basically, and the most important information in our cool new video down there. Exactly, there it is. And the most important, once again, in the process overview, below there, there's the deadline. So the 16th of October. I guess you already heard a lot about these things already. I just wanted to sum it up and tell you about this website, civilsocietycooperation.net. So get on there, have a look. And yes, we have some couple of more information there about the project management, for example, what you need for visa, so right now in the crisis, maybe not that necessary, but also some other information. And yeah, so let's get back to the things that have been said in the beginning about the collaboration platform. So what's next? You have an idea, you are willing to come up with an idea, with a project, and you think, okay, where do I basically put all my data? Where do I put all the most important information that are necessary for my project? So for example, I was just filling out the application form for this next project, or I'm just dealing with other partners on something else and want to write down some things. There are, of course, possibilities. Most of you guys are using, for example, Google tools, but we thought, okay, there should be something different. So if we could go back to the presentation, there is on the next slide, we are presenting the community, civilsocietycooperation.net. So the most important information you had on the civilsocietycooperation.net. And if you go to the community, then you get, the community website. And then if you click to the community, exactly, there's much more information. So if you could go back to the presentation. So what's the most important information here is that we have two websites, right? So Civil Society Cooperation and the community, which is providing a lot of tools for you to use for free, of course, in this program. With the most important information on this community is on the next slide. That we have a safe space to develop these ideas. So we are not a tech company as most of the tech companies. So we are based on a common and ethical ground. We are social entrepreneurs, so you can trust us. We are not willing to develop a big business out of data or something. So we are not collecting any data right now. So yeah, and for that, we created this digital space to meet each other based on green servers. So the electricity from this platform comes from green energy. It's data secure, it's open source. And yeah, as a social entrepreneur, we have ethical and democratic standards, how to structure the processes internally. And yeah, now you are interested, okay, does it really help us to get rid of Google and all these big tech companies? And that's a really big question, I think. And you cannot expect to really get rid of everything that is Google doing, but we are trying, and we are, from my perspective, we are trying pretty good. So I don't know a lot of other tools right now that are open source and open up such a great variety of tools in one place, actually. And this is actually how it looks like. So on the right-hand side, you see so the split screen shows the map on the left side and some groups and projects on the right side. You have a big map where everyone who's on our platform community.civilsocietycooperation.net is presented. And yeah, this is actually the core of it. So we've been discussing that the most important information you want to share with your participants or with your team members needs to be stored somewhere. So this is the place, actually, the dashboard for your project that you are developing. So you can store files there. There's the possibility to have a look on pads. So if you double click on this screen share of Markus, you will see it a little bit bigger on your screen. So you can share files, you can share pads, we even have a cloud. So the Nextcloud is a really nice program that has been developed in the past years, and which is basically subsidizing the Dropbox. So I think a lot of you guys know Dropbox, the company, and Nextcloud is something that you can install locally on your own server and just use the Nextcloud apps on your smartphone, for example, or on your tablet, on your computer. So there's a possibility to store files locally on your own laptop, and it's synchronizing whenever you have internet. So that is really helpful for regions where the internet connection is really bad. So you don't need to have a look and install the website, look up the website immediately, but it also, you can just go to a cafe, just download the latest files, and you have it on your laptop. So that's really helpful for those regions we are working with that have an unstable connection to the internet. So that's really helpful in this case. So the cloud function of this dashboard. So yeah, whenever you are in a team, you're basically working there. And so I just want to ask you guys, maybe you can write it in the chat here, which online tools do you normally work with right now? So which ones are you working with, if not Wechange or the community? Maybe we can see that. Someone writing?
Yeah, a few seconds ago, someone asked how it's different from the fund. No, I will just
okay.
Some information there.
Yeah, we can also write down some stuff there. Once again, BBB and Zoom. Irina Bodarevskaya said she's using Big Blue Button. Really good, because it's an open source tool. And Zoom. Maybe some more. Which tools do you use right now to get through this big crisis of Corona? Which tools are you using? Maybe some more tools from the audience here. Okay. Messengers? Any messengers? Maybe Facebook? Okay. So we will just proceed quickly. So what you just saw is the community, civilsocietycooperation.net. And exactly, the link is there, and also the link to civilsocietycooperation.net. Slack's been used. Okay. Gabi Feldman said something about WhatsApp. Maybe there's a lack of the delay here. Okay, we had a session on that yesterday. Really great. Okay, perfect. So some information on the tools we are using on the next page. Yeah, exactly. So we are using our own built tool, which is called Wechange software. And so we are providing this Wechange software on a lot of platforms. One is, for example, our own platform. It's Wechange. It's more for people from ecological initiatives from Germany. But you also have a lot of more platforms for several things. So, for example, the German-Russian youth exchange is using a platform, or the region of Kiel in Germany is using it to communicate between state and the local level. There are several platforms, but we are using this community.civil society cooperation platform for especially the Eastern Partnership Program, and this is free of charge for everyone. And of course, we are ethical company, and those are the features that are in there. So you have a real-time collaboration in documents. You have a file and folder management. You have tasks, calendar and events. You have the data determination, surveys and votes. You have the possibility of direct messaging. That's a really special and tricky one because we installed actually Rocket Chat, which is a messenger that you can also install on your smartphone. So that's easy to use. So you're not getting rid of your habits in using your phone, but you're using a messenger that is not owned by Facebook or Google. Rocket Chat is an open source tool which we just installed, and you can use easily on your smartphone, tablet, or wherever you want to use it. Then we have the news function. We have a news stream. We have a one-time login, so a single sign-on. Yeah, exactly. So if you're using Wechange at the moment, some of you have seen it already. You can just log in to the new platform with your Wechange login. So that's a new function we are right now developing. It will be implemented in the next days. There's a member administration, so you see exactly who's in your project and who can see which file. So that's pretty good. If you don't want it, that everything is public, of course you don't want it. The microsite, so you have the possibility to present your project to the outside. We are just about to implement also some features about the funding program, so that, for example, if you're a participant of this conference from Azerbaijan, let's say, or Armenia or Georgia, or any other Eastern Partnership country or Russia, then it's easy to find someone from Germany or Poland and France, or vice versa, by inserting the information about your organization. So, for example, I'm right now looking for partners in Germany, then you can provide information on that platform as well, and you're easy to find for other organizations. So that will be implemented in the next days, and we will definitely send you some information on that. Keep yourself updated on civilsocietycooperation.net in the next days. There will be a couple of nice functions there as well. Okay, regarding the features, there's a marketplace also possible. It's a really rough marketplace, so it's not a really elaborated one, but at least we have one. We had it actually before Facebook, just to mention it here. We have a map view, we have a forum, we have email notifications, so everyone who wants to get emails about every single information that is implemented in their projects can do it. So there's a possibility to write it down there. Normally, you will just get an email each week. Then there's a keywording function. And of course, no limits for this particular platform. So for other ones, we have some limits, but for you, because this project actually gets funded by the Federal Foreign Office, we decided to have no limits. So you can upload as much data as you want to, and it's free of charge. Yeah, so see you there, basically, and I hope you had some insights on how to collaborate online on this community platform. You can, of course, use any other tools. Feel free to do that. But as Julian already mentioned before, it's of course necessary to take care of the data security. And one lawyer just 2 weeks ago told me that we are on the market one of the best data secure tools, which I found really cool and nice hearing that from a data security lawyer. So yeah, feel free to use it, and good luck for the conference.
Yeah, maybe Enno, if you are still a few minutes with us, let's see if there are questions. I think
definitely.
Maybe as exciting as your presentation. Maybe one statement just from me, from my side. Why do we promote and support you? Because you are kind of a part of the family here, yeah. Because you were grown, or Wechange was grown out of this Federal Foreign Office funds, and it's exactly for this case that civil society actors have a safe space to collaborate, and that's, I think, if somebody should use Wechange, we are the first target groups. And thank you for being here with us. There was a question from Gabi before, how to get there. Gabi, and is everybody allowed to use this platform?
Yes. There's no restriction, so everybody is allowed to use this platform immediately. It's free of charge, and you can use it immediately also now. So you can just register there and use the tools that are offered there.
Okay, so I recommend right now, so to raise also more questions, go to wechange.org, register, make a profile.
No. It's a community. So maybe you can send the link once again. So it's community.civilsocietycorporation.net. So this is like the community we just put there newly and freshly for you guys. Of course, you can also enter our Wechange.de website, which is presenting you a bit more information about the cooperative and the social entrepreneur behind there.